Listen to this podcast now on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Why is the middle class shrinking? Why are people facing an affordability crisis while marginalized individuals called informals grow in numbers? Join me as I travel the world, speaking with people living in invisibility, the leaders working to solve it, and uncovering the hard truths shaping our economy and daily reality.
Download all of Red Apple Media's podcasts right now through your favorite podcast platform.
Excuse me! Taxi!
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
And perhaps bad news for all of us. The Supreme Court hears and appears skeptical of the Trump administration's argument to restrict birthright citizenship. This as the president made history, traveling to the Supreme Court himself to listen to the arguments in person. The con of birthright citizenship, of these women getting pregnant and coming here to drop their babies, full American benefits and all, must stop. You wanted Mamdani as the mayor of New York City, and now deal with it. You got him as he's forcing homeless shelters down your throat. Some folks are saying not so fast. From Brooklyn to Staten Island. And Brooklyn, protesters blocking construction workers. And every government needs at least one of these. A journalist who is going to stick it to the top elected official in their city, no matter what. I call it accountability. In the case of Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, he still refuses to apologize for the murder of 18-year-old Sheridan Gorman of Westchester County, killed reportedly by an illegal. What does this mayor say? We've got to make sure the immigrant community is protected. You're going to hear the exchange coming up in just a few minutes. Dominic Carter here with you. The number to reach me live this hour, 800-848-9222. Fox News on President Trump making history. This man is no joke. It's why I voted for him as he traveled literally to the Supreme Court today.
Just across the street from the Supreme Court, one flying sideways as the presidential motorcade arrived. We know that Attorney General Pam Bondi in the Beast with President Trump. She will be sitting with him during those oral arguments today. Also rare to have an Attorney General sitting for open oral arguments, but clearly the main headline is having the president there for the first time. So the way that it works, President Trump will not be able to speak or make any statements or anything before the justices. Unclear if he would try to. He should be sitting off to the left in the VIP section. But again, this is all, Bill and Dana, unprecedented, so we don't know how this will unfold with the president in the courtroom. John Sauer, he's the Solicitor General. He's going to be making those arguments on behalf of the Justice Department. And members of the public have been waiting since yesterday to get in. Just a few lined up yesterday late afternoon, about 4 or 5 o'clock. It's unclear how many members of the public will be able to get in. Normally, the public can go inside during oral arguments, but with the posture guys today being as it is, having the President of the United States inside the courtroom, it's a little bit different.
And true to his word, as he said yesterday, the president actually showed up. You know, a big issue here in New York City as it relates to Mamdani. It seems like this guy is intentional in wanting to destroy New York. Why would you take good communities and want to put a homeless men's shelter in them? You know what comes with that, folks. Let's not kid ourselves. This is from Channel 7 ABC here in New York. The folks in the Chinatown area of Brooklyn, they are not having it. Another location is Staten Island, but in Brooklyn, they actually blocked construction workers.
Stefan Kim live in Bensonhurst, which has seen hundreds of protesters since last night. Stefan?
Sandra, they're livid about this homeless shelter, but they're also furious with Mayor Mamdani. They say he hasn't even met with them. There isn't even a dialogue with City Hall. They say they feel unheard. beneath the blare of the whistles and the beat of drums. Behind the sea of American flags is frustration ready to boil over. The target, Mayor Mamdani.
Not around the subway station or church or the school. This is not right.
At least talk to us and listen to our community, listen to our voice. But it's like we haven't been here. We have been here for over 600 days, and nobody is like, the new mayor never come here.
The furor over a men's homeless shelter in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. Demolition at the site is set to begin this week. Hundreds last night physically blocked construction trucks from entering. Police and riot gear were called in for crowd control. One person was arrested. The shelter will serve 150 men. Residents fear it will bring with it drugs and crime.
So that from Channel 7. Let's move now to Chicago. We're about to begin with your telephone calls, but I want you to hear this exchange. Every city in America needs one of these. Every city in America, every state in the country needs one of these. A journalist that just doesn't care. It can be borderline advocate, whatever you want to call it. In this case, the reporter's name is William Kelly. And I want you to listen to how he sticks it, as he should, to Brandon Johnson, the mayor, if that's what we're going to call him, the mayor of Chicago.
Mayor Johnson?
Yes.
Sheridan Gorman.
Check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Crank it all the way up. Whoa!
She was an 18-year-old Loyola University student.
Fine. There's no way he's going louder than this.
Killed, murdered.
But also, maybe it's because he's feeding programming into this right at the moment?
No, Program 1 and Program 3 are the same thing.
No, but I'm saying he's listening to callers and stuff. Maybe that's why.
Saturday, she was laid to rest.
Yeah.
This weekend, you were at the exact moment that she was being laid to rest, rallying.
Check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
For the rights of the illegal aliens. Many people, hundreds of thousands, in fact, of real Chicagoans have contacted me and told me that they thought that was an incredibly poor taste, very crass, very crude, very rude, and very almost hateful. They actually saw that as hateful. Black and brown people, by the way. I'm sorry, I'm asking the question, if you don't mind. Do you mind if I ask the question?
Not at all. Ask it.
So let me
this
get
is the
on
opportunity.
That, or it's a problem in that mic.
I'll do my best to take the opportunity, if you don't mind.
Let me get on with him. Let's
Black and brown people, by the way, told me that they found that to be, that you were dancing on her grave. They said literally that you were dancing.
What is the question, William?
That you were up and down just dancing, doing a big dance on her. Sheridan Gorman's grave.
We'll go to the next person.
You see what I'm saying?
Ask the question, William.
So the question is, last week I asked you if you would apologize because your policies directly led to Sheridan's death. Your policies. Would you take this opportunity? Last week you said no, or you didn't say anything, apparently. Would you like to take this opportunity to apologize to the parents of Sheridan Gorman?
Here's what I'll do. Thank you for that question. Here's what I'll do.
Okay.
Again, I will acknowledge the tragedy of the loss of life here. And, look, burying a child is something that no parent should have to do, especially as someone who is a parent. The tragedy that occurred is one that, quite frankly, it challenges us to do better, to ensure that we are protecting people. And, as far as the call for no Keens, what I said, and I still stand by this, that we do have to protect working people. We do have to ensure that the immigrant community is not being assaulted. Violating people's constitutional rights, that doesn't make us safer. And we do have to put an end to these endless wars. Those were my exact words. And I will continue to stand by that, because if this was really about safety, if it really was about safety, the Trump administration would not have withdrawn over $800 million out of violence prevention. They would not have withdrawn 30% of the ATF's budget, which is designed to get illegal weapons off the streets of Chicago. If this was in streets across America, if this was really about safety, we would dig in and pass comprehensive immigration reform policy. So has the federal government failed in that regard? It certainly has. Do we continue to grieve and mourn for the lives of those who have been lost? Absolutely.
So there you have Mayor do nothing, Mayor say nothing. As a matter of fact, no, I'm wrong. Mayor do just the opposite of what the American people should do, or should have a leader do, Brandon Johnson in Chicago.
Listen to this podcast now on the Red Apple Podcast Network. The Leadership Thread with Dr. Peggy Polonis.
I'm Dr. Peggy Polonis. Join me on each episode where I unravel the story that shaped leaders, tracing the thread that led them where they are today. Because leadership isn't born in adulthood. And thank you once again for joining us on the Leadership Thread, education, ethics, and sustainability.
Download all of Red Apple Media's podcasts right now through your favorite podcast platform.